Hello, welcome to another episode of Full Circle with me, Onyx. And let's get back into it. Let's continue our discussion on channeling. And your body is your number one tool for channeling. And it's because it's your sense organ that helps you process the information into your five senses. And so there is literally like a physiological, electrical, neurological connection to channeling. And so taking care of your body is very important. You got to take care of it. I'm not saying you can't channel and neglect your body. I'm just saying in the long run, for being able to work with and hold more energy and work with greater beings, your physical vessel needs to be well kept, the best that you can reasonably keep it. And that is something I struggle with because I like to kind of leave the body. I think the body is a burden, you know, and but it's your anchor into this reality. So the escapism is real, the self neglect is real towards magical workers, spiritual workers, energy workers. It's like we look at the professions of certain professionals, and they're the ones in need of that type of care. So I used to do massage therapy, and I'd be like given a really great massage, and I'd be like, dang, I am so jealous of my client that they're receiving this really great massage, and I have to do 7 more massages and I need a massage. I'm wearing myself out to the point where I need a massage and I'm the one giving them. So, same with psychic and spiritual stuff. It's like here I am channeling or doing spiritual work with people. And I'm like, it would be really nice if I had someone to spiritually guide me through the dark. Uh, and so you have to become your own physician, your own healer, your own guide. This is like self responsibility. And in the spiritual world, it's real. I feel like that's where the humility comes in, and that's where the all inclusive. I'm a human too. When I was younger, I didn't want to be human. Humans equaled bad. But no, humans equals good. And it's an unlimited potential and it's part of the journey. So it's like there's humility and understanding hey, I need the same things that the world needs. And then I also need to become what the world needs. So I feel like there's a lot going on. So moving into more awesome channeling stuff, looking through my notes because I kind of like lost. Let's start with like channeling. Oh, hmm. Uh, hmm. I almost just want to throw it all away. Go right in. So let's kind of go back to where we left off in the last video with grounding. It seems so basic, so easy, but the more you ground, the deeper your personal knowledge of it will become, and the more you will love to ground. And I look at it like, you're creating a table, and then you're going to set a flower pot on top of it. So when you are grounded, you create that flat surface, that table, that foundation. And then centering is actually the pot itself that you stick on the table. And so it's like, say you're like tilted sideways. Once you really like ground, it puts you upright. And so it's like all this content is going to spill out. But once you ground, now it's level, it's balanced, it's even, and you're centered, and whatever's going on inside stays in the container. So that's kind of what's going on. So if you have a hard time being centered or having a clear mind, if you feel like you're scatterbrained, if you are forgetting what day of the week, month, year it is, if you're losing your car keys, when you're having these like little upsets, these little glitches, oh, I don't remember what you said, or oh, I missed my appointment, or all this like random activity, this scatteredness, it's a sign to, oh, you're kind of out of body. You're time to get back into your physical being, time to feel yourself. If your body's cold, it's like, oh, get into your body. We have a tendency to put it all up in our thoughts and overthink, or we're so emotionally moved around, picking up feelings and whatever. We're all over the place. And it's like, it's super simple. Ground. When you see how valuable it is, you're now putting it in a position of importance, of a priority. So make grounding a priority. And a lot of your problems will go. You can be like in an argument and be grounding. And you'll have this like clear mind. You're like, wow, I wasn't nervous. My anxiety was gone. And it's like, that's because you grounded. And when you get really good at it, you can control a room of people. Like in a board meeting or when you have to give a speech, you can really work on your grounding, calm yourself down, learn to self-regulate through grounding. And when you're on your center, you're naturally non-polarized. You're not so quick to react to things. People can't push your buttons. And this centering starts to clear your mind naturally. It can put it all together and deliver, it can inner flow, being centered, obstacles, you can kind of move around. Like there's this centeredness that you have. And in the martial arts, you practice the horse stance, it would be like the physical level of grounding. It's a supported structure. So it starts to create support structure. Alignment is very important in martial arts. It's very important in yoga. And you can't align unless you have a foundation, and that would be your grounding. So same with, I believe, what all this electricity is about. It's about grounding energy. So circuits. Think circuits. And one of those, so there is a spiritual energy that flows, there's a magnetic energy, there's an electrical energy that flows. There's all different types of energy circuits flowing through you, and you have to master that. So alignment becomes really important. So once you become centered, you actually are non-polarized. You're not so far yes, you're not so far no. You're kind of like, it's kind of like Buddha mind. Through your being centered, you're centered when you actually feel complete. You feel, oh, all my parts or pieces are here. So a lot of people might want to go to like a shaman to get soul retrieval. And I'm like, why bother? If I center, I become a magnet and all my soul pieces come back to me. And the more I ground, the more I center and ground and center and ground and center, the stronger this magnet is. Oh, then those thoughts of my past upset, that future me planning my next argument, the grocery list, those things to do, it all comes back. Then you're like, I'm just here, I'm just being. Oh, I feel good in my body, as good as can be. So you actually call your energy back. You call your shattered soul fragments through time and space back to you through centering. So one principle or block creates a foundation for the next principle. Now that I'm centered, now that I'm feeling mostly myself, there's an automatic shield being created. It's like, oh, I'm here. My conflict with my boyfriend is not there anymore. Those particles, those energetic cords that need a cord cutting and a ritual and someone outside of myself to facilitate a process. Oh, well, I'm the energetic master here. And all have to do is just center and ground. Yep. All that energy comes back from those cords. Those cords naturally dissolve because they're back at home base. There's no need to have a connection, outstanding cord with someone if you call your energy back. The only reason why there's a cord is because some of that energy is outside of you, attached to someone else. And you've given them a piece, or they have supposedly taken a piece. We just challenge all that fear-based stuff. You know, back to center, back to self, back to center, back to self. Breathe, feel your body. Like your body is a wonderful tool to, it's like, oh, I need help concentrating. Good. Feel your body. Feel your lungs. Oh, okay. Till you can learn to concentrate better and visualize. Just feel yourself, you know? And we're moving into the next phase. Now we know who we are. We're feeling good. It really may not be at 100%. You could be really going through some stuff with family, friends, work, finances, physical health. We can't deny this fluctuating circumstances. And so building a practice becomes essential, because it would be nice if you had 3 years of practice behind you, so when the tidal wave of stuff happens, you might get really knocked off course and you feel embarrassed. You're like, oh, dang, didn't see that one coming and it laid me out for 3 weeks. Okay, back to center. Let's pick up where we left off. Great, I have 3 years of an experience. So that foundation's pretty strong. It's like, okay, snap back to it. And so that your recovery time of getting back to you, getting good, is faster and stronger and no big deal. It's like the blink of an eye. You're like, yeah, was out for a week, had a surgery maybe, or whatever it was. We would call it maybe a healing issue that needed to be taken care of. But now you're good. In that moment, yeah, thank you. Things are good. Now take advantage of your free time. Do I watch Netflix? Do I go to the bar and hang out with my friends? Hey, have a great idea. Let's practice grounding and centering, really getting back to ourselves. Building that relationship with self is all part of recentering, and naturally boost your energy. Why would these pieces of your soul that you have given out freely to future and past and alternate timelines, fictitious ones, why would they want to come back to you if you're still broken? When you don't have that commitment of, I'm going to take care of myself, take care of my energy. I'm going to start valuing my time and build a relationship with myself. Like all this self-help that's out there that's being sold to you, a lot of it is you can save yourself thousands of dollars of therapy by just going, you know what? I need to build a relationship with me, and I need to honor it and respect it and value it, you know? So that brings your energy back. So now you have a base of energy, you have a battery to now create a strong circuit to do the thing that we wish to do, which is to channel. And alignment. So now we need to dial into the right alignment. I find if my heart is open, it's not clogged. If my mind is open and not clogged with history, with past grievances, with conflicts, if I can set it aside maybe for a time, because maybe the issues that are clogging these circumstances might take a few weeks, months, or years, but we learn to set it aside. It's easy. I'm feeling very whole. I'm feeling very complete. You naturally start to feel positive. Negativity happens when there's an absence of wholeness and completeness. Positivity is when you're feeling very whole, very complete within yourself, in your energy field. So you naturally have that protective shield. Doesn't come in the form of religion, doesn't come in the form of symbols, chants, mudras, intentions, casting spells, doing grid work. No, it happens because all your energy is back. When you're full, nothing can get in, and you're not giving it out freely. You learned your lesson, you know? So you're here. Now you're positive naturally. So it's like the dial has been flipped, has been switched on, and you move out of negativity and looking at your past and self referencing that old identity, and it literally does like a 180, and the dial's been switched, and instead of facing the shadow, you're now facing the sun, you know? And now you're like, whoa, clarity, insight, open minded. I'm dialed in, I'm aligned. Now, all I need to do is like open up and receive. So you just sit there and open up and receive. And it should just feel good, you know? Feeling open and free, open bodied, open heart, open minded. You're just open and grounded. So it's not like you need to reach out farther and farther. Akashic records, you don't need to do that. Fifth dimension, angels, guides, no. You're open, your energy's good, it's attracted to you. It all comes to you like a magnet. Whatever information you need. And honestly, we live in a culture of self-neglect and disempowerment. So I think it'd be really good practice to channel your own wisdom, channeling your own truth, channel back in your own energy, a higher energy, a cleaner energy, a clearer energy of you. And you should just feel good. So it feels like you're just channeling positivity. But you know the source of this. It's not a mystery. You got to know the target, the end goal, the source of it, where it's coming from. It's coming from you. Some people might call that their higher self, you know? I really like the crown chakra. I really like just thinking there's energy coming in. And I like to think of my heart opening up like a flower and receiving it. Like, it's like a launch pad. There's like a helicopter that wants to land. And where it wants to land is the center of my heart. This information wants to drop in here. Sure, I could channel dead incarnated spirits that are unevolved humans trapped on planet Earth in the negative magnetic pull called the afterlife. Why would I do that to myself? I don't think so. That doesn't sound like fun. It doesn't sound like uplifting. It doesn't sound like it's going to really enrich my soul. Sure, I could channel an angel that's never incarnated on Earth and really doesn't know anything about living on planet Earth as a human being in this time, that lives in some alternate dimension of energy that some people call heaven, that may or may not exist, that may or may not have relevant information for me. It's been my experience that angels don't really have grounded, relevant information that's gonna like help me pay my bills. You know, I don't. It's like that wisdom you already have. So religion doesn't really allow you to wear a crown and be empowered and in sovereignty. So maybe I'm connected to all that is, all the wisdom, all the love, all the information. And it can just pour in because I'm open. So you've done all the work, really. You've put yourself in the position. Now all you have to do is let go. Literally, just let go. The universe knows how to bring that information to you. You've set it up, you've rigged it up perfectly. You're grounded, you're centered, you're aligned, you're open, you feel empowered, you feel good, you're in the right state of mind, you're clear. There's no necessity. You're not channeling to get specific information. You're just open. So whatever you actually need will just come to you. Mm. And just practice being a good receiver. You're basically relearning how to be a baby. A baby just trusts its parents. You know, oh, you're lifting me up, you're carrying me. The baby trusts that it's going to be held and not dropped. You know, when it's time for feeding, the baby just trusts that it's going to get fed. When it's time for the diaper change, it just trusts. So you're surrendering yourself into almost like an infant stage. You're like, I am just open. And I am being supported now by the earth. I'm being supported by my body. My mind isn't fighting against me. My belief systems aren't fighting against me. I let that all go. I've really just put myself in a state of innocence, of openness. And maybe you just need to be in that state. And so you were receiving, but I didn't get any information. Uh, you're learning how to be in a receiving state. And maybe there is nothing to get. You already know how the day is going to go. You already know how your life is going to go. If you were like me, uh, kind of like when you were very little, you received vision on how life was going to evolve in the time period that you were growing up. You saw it all. So it's not like the universe is telling me anything new. They're like, you already got the download when you were born. You saw the rise of technology, in kindergarten. So what more do we need to tell you? You know? Mm. So a piece of information just totally came in. And it came in as an energy packet. And yeah, you'll get used to how you receive information. So, like, I literally felt my face contort, and I saw this like light come in, like this packet, while my eyes were like crossed for a moment. Like, I was like, ugh, and it just like came in. So I felt it like enter my energy field and twist in there. And so it doesn't need to upload yet. It was first downloaded into the system. It's going to then be decrypted. It's good. The coded information is going to then be made compatible with my computer system, my programming, and then over like the next few days, it will come up as my own insights. They'll be brilliant. I'll be like, whoa, oh wow, I see that now. Oh, and so it'll kind of come up as learning and evolution. But it's really, when it comes in that way, it just kind of comes up as these your own great ideas. And on one level, since we're all connected, they are. So let your life unfold is what they're saying. Remember, life is an experience to be lived. So I'm just going to channel a little bit. They say, kind of collectively for everyone who's watching this video, is put your woes behind you. This like mountain of doom, like put the darkness behind you, is like the story of woe, the story of pity, of sorrow, you know? They say, we are with you, we are right beside you. The words don't really matter. When you're getting dialed into that energy, it's where the evolution's happening. It's where the mind is expanding, or now has the energy to expand for that growth. So we get really caught up in information, but it's not. It's the energy signatures. Energy doesn't lie. It's something that's really coming up for me as my level of discernment and understanding energy and energy reactions. Uh, Learning how to receive is really what matters. I will use a crystal a lot in my work, just to help me just hold that energy, harness it, bring it in. But it's not necessary. I was doing a wonderful job. I love to use my hands to help me focus my intention on receiving. Really, so much comes in so fast. I just prefer to receive it as pure energy moving in. So I like become a hollow bone. Like my body, it's just bone, it's just flesh, it's just a container. Uh really, but it's hollow. There's energy. The spirit moves through me, you know, information moves through. And on one level, I don't even keep it, it just flows through me like a wind instrument, like a flute. The air just moves down the pipeline, the wind, the energy, the light. And it clears out, it upgrades, it heals your DNA, it does all that cool stuff. But it's very simple. And I've been using it for years. That's been my technique for over 10 years. And on one level, I don't even need to know. I don't need to know. I think we get hung up on the image of an angel, like a personality, the universe taking a form. But really, you can just get it directly as energy. And this moves you into self mastery. Mm. We'll call it good, and I'm just gonna relax and play with channeling.